John, I think that it would be beneficial for the audience as well to hear a little bit about the thriving aspect of your program, which is more so on the communication side, module 2.
Okay, so yeah, this is very important to note that Max has raised up on there, and people have to understand something that when it comes to your career, your success in career, a lot of people unfortunately base it on, you know, put a lot of value on their certificate or diploma that they're getting from there. I was talking to one engineering student, international young lady, and I asked her, I said, listen, when it comes, you're doing, and for me, when I was going through school, a PhD was 2 years. So you're doing 3 years of undergraduate, you do 2 years of master's, and that's 5, and then 2 years of PhD, 7 years you're done. Now, 4 years of undergrad, 2 years of your master, that's 6, and your PhD is another 6 years. So you're talking 12 years. So I asked her, I said, listen, when it comes to your success in your career, what percentage do you attribute that based on your certificate or your degrees? So she's coming out with a PhD. And so she goes, well, if I'm applying for a job and I'm getting a job, I think my degree, you know, there's like 80% of my success will be attributed to the degree. And I said, what if you don't get the job? She said, well, it's just because of bad luck. So she's going out there, going to be applying for jobs, and to her, it's going to be a hit and miss. But she goes, oh, well, I didn't get the job because bad luck, right? And that's not the case, actually, right? You're going to be a little bit stunned and surprised. When it comes to that, and it depends on the certificate that you get in the degree, the higher the level of the education, the more percentage, of course, will be contributed to your success. So if you've got something, a basic skill where you have a certificate, it's going to be a lower number because more people can replace that job, replace you on that job. Whereas when you've got like a degree like in law or engineering or medicine, you've got less people are able to replace that job. So it contributes more to that. But the range, sad to say, is only between 10 and 25%. That's it. Okay. That's it. That's all. So you got up to 75%. Okay, is that what's that remainder contributes to your overall success? Well, out of that 75%, from that 25% from the 25%, you got 20% is due to environmental factors. That could either be positive or negative. If you're nurtured properly, positive thinking, self-esteem, all these things, positively, then that's great. That helps you on there. But if you're in an abusive environment, really tough with a lot of crime, if you're, compromised in where you're born, things of that nature, that could have a negative impact on your life and will have a negative impact on your life, right? So that there's that remainder, that 25 to 80%. What does it do to you, right? A lot of people don't know, and we'll get into this into the next video when we do that, talk about that. So keep in mind that yes, it's very, very important to get the marks, right? Extremely important. There's another even more important aspect in there, and if you don't have that, then it makes it more challenging. People that do have it will have it. And before we
Yes,
wind up,
if you know, you know. The people
right,
who know, they know. Yes.
which I know.